survivor. I will survive, I will survive. And I'm a firm believer. We'll forever strive just to stay alive. That simple means it. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can turn me sick. I will let alone negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can, nobody can. Everybody show me some strength. No weakness, show me a lion bomb. Strength, no weakness, show them who we are. Strength, no weakness, show me a lion bomb. Everybody strength, no weakness, show them who we are. And when you roll, your enemies they must tremble. Your enemies they must tremble. Yo, and when you roll, everything has to humble. Everything has to humble. I'm a go-getter. I just go hard, I just go hard. And I'm a kind of fella. Put my trust in God, put my trust in God.
This is Ridealong Live, where everyone has a story to tell.
You gotta be firm in this time, son. You gotta be strong in this time, son.
You gotta be strong in this time. Yeah, you gotta be strong. You gotta be strong in this, especially in this time. Hey, wanna know what's up? What's up? What's up? It's Ridealong Live for today. It's Tuesday. Tuesday on the ride. Who there? Who there? Who there? Who there? When I say who there, who is inside?
Nobody can change.
Let me see who checking in. Doris Marin Charles, how you doing? Big up yourself. Thank you so much. And she's first again. Lydia James is on the money. I'm telling you. Lydia James is first on the call today, guys. Pick up yourself, Lydia James. I share. Hosting Jay, thank you so much. Share the program and say I share. Share it and say I share. I share is a key word, huh? I share is a key word. How you doing? Lissy J, how you doing? Big up yourself. I see you. And when you share, right, listen. We ain't do this in a long time. When you share, I want you to say I share, and I want you to tell me where you're watching us from. I want to know where you guys watching us from. I know you guys from all over the world. We got people from London, we have people from Canada, here from the US, people from the Caribbean, Trinidad. Where the Trinis there? All my friends from Trinidad, the Grenadian posse, the Vincentian posse, the Guyanese posse, the Lucian, the Dominican, the Venezuelan, the Cubans, the whole Caribbean, man, everybody. Everybody. Let me know where you're watching us from. Princess Lee says Brooklyn. Hey, big up yourself, Brooklyn in the house. Thank you so much. I don't know why. Patricia Cornwall, I'm not sure why you're not getting notification. Facebook does do whatever you want when you're ready, yeah? Facebook does do whatever you want when you're ready. Show your flag. Everybody show your flag. I want to know where you're watching us from. Hey, Miami in the house. Thank you so much, Miami. Toronto in the building. Toronto happened to be my third home, by the way. You guys know that already. Love Toronto. Patricia Cornwall over there in Canada. Oh, Canada. I love Canada. Aruba. Let me tell you something. I went to Aruba. I had such a great time in Aruba. I went there twice, actually. I love Aruba. Love Aruba. Big up to everyone in Aruba. Trinidad in the house. Trinidad and Tobago. Big up yourself, Trinidad. Brooklyn in the house. Thank you so much. Thank you. London.
Nobody can change my energy.
Thank you so much, London. Thank you so much, London. We see you, we see you, we see you, we see you, we see you 100 times. And we appreciate you as well, London. We really appreciate you. Thanks. Thank you so much. Guys, today we have a really, 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 really powerful story for you today. My next guest, our guest today, is a young man who I saw his story because my producer Lynn, she brought it to my attention. It was featured on a TV station in Trinidad. He'll tell us exactly the station. But I was so touched and moved by the story, right? That we had to clear schedule for today and bring him on. My next guest, he is about 600 pounds, right? And he's going through the traumatic experience as it is right now. And the struggles as most of us went through or is going through right now. Everybody have things that they're going through in their life. I want to hear his story. And we also have a doctor who is going to be joining us as well. Dr. Philip is also a good friend of mine who's going to give us some insights on what could be done. Guys, help me to welcome in on the program today. His name is Marion, and he is in Trinidad and Tobago right now. And he is joining us live. Marion, welcome to the ride, sir. How the hell you doing today, brother?
I'm good by God's grace alone, man. Thanks for the opportunity.
Listen, I must say that the pleasure is all mine because I think that your story will encapsulate so many stories that we had here. The story of overcoming, the story of struggle, and to you getting to a point where you're not you're trying your best to get to that particular point, but you're just not there yet. And like everybody else, at some point in time in our lives, we need assistance. And we are here to help. I could reassure you that. So before we get on to all of that stuff, I want you to introduce yourself to our viewing audience or our global viewing audience on the ride. Tell the folks a little bit about yourself, sir.
All right, well, I'm Marion Rogers. I am from Trinidad. I'm 48 years old. I'm married to a woman. I have a son, 8 years old. I am obese. I have been obese for all of my life. It is not, most people think when they see you, and for those of us who don't know what obese is, let me backtrack. I'm fat. I'm extremely fat. Most people, when they see you fat, they think that you eat your way to fat. And that is such a misconception because I've never been a glutton. From a young boy coming up, yes, I ate. I ate. I had a healthy appetite, but I've never been a glutton. And so I went through all of the prejudices and all of the bullying and, because I'm simply different from others. And most people don't understand that obesity is a disease. And while some of us smoke ourselves to cancer, while some of us drink ourselves to liver disease and heart disease, yes, some of us eat ourselves to obesity, but not all of us. And that's the hardest part of this journey. That has been the hardest part of this journey for me because everybody just chalks it up to, well, if you want to lose weight, stop eating.
Yeah.
So in a capsule, I have had to overcompensate in certain areas of my life. I have suffered failure after failure in many aspects of my life simply because of my size and my weight and how people view me and now I'm at a place where I have to get it off. Is either I get it off or it kills me before I'm supposed to die. I have
Right.
a young son. I wanna go in the savannah. My son, ever so often he says, "Daddy, when you get like me, we're gonna go play football. Daddy, when you get like me," and he puts his hands up in this muscular stance. Yeah, Daddy, when you get like me, we're gonna go play football together. And I cry. It breaks my heart because he's expectant. He sees how I try. And many times when I get so discouraged, he'll say, "Daddy, don't worry. Yahshua will see you through." That's the Hebrew name for Jesus. We could say Yahshua. Yahshua will see you through. And at 8 years old, he's such an encouragement, and he always has been such an encouragement to me. So I'm at the place now where it's now or never. I have to do it, and I have to do it before I reach 50. I don't wanna turn 50 like this. I'm not suffering from high blood pressure. I don't have kidney failure. I don't have renal failure. I don't have a lot. I had slight hypertension that is under control. I don't want this to add stuff to my life that makes it harder to live
Yeah.
because I want to live.
Already,
And that
I'm seeing the picture and understanding the devastation that you're going through right now. I want us to go back a bit, Marianne. I want us to go back a bit. Growing up, were you always, uh, as you were saying in the Caribbean, a big bone person, a big bone boy growing up as a child?
well, it didn't have nothing to do with big bone. I was always fat as a child. Uh, I was playing football in Malabar in a savannah in Malabar, and I was playing with the guys. Fat boy running on the savannah, but I still running. I got a damage on my foot's full, and my father took me to the hospital. When I got to the hospital and the doctor, they finished see about the foot and whatnot. The doctor said to my father, "I would like to send him to we." Just like I remember that conversation as though it was yesterday, because to me it's a pillar, it's a marking post in my life. And my father said, "Okay." And when they sent me to weigh at 13 years old, I was 374 pounds. 374 pounds at 13 years old. But at 13 years old, I was also probably just below 6 feet. So I wasn't looking like a tank, and I was very active. So I guess on my father's side, I didn't grow up with my mom, I grew up with my dad. So I guess on my father's side, he'd grow out of it. He'd run out of it. He'd play football or table tennis out of it.
Well, before you go on, why do you refer yourself? Why do you refer to yourself as like names that I would think that's derogatory, like tank? Is it that what you were called? Is it that you say that
Yes,
to make yourself feel
yes.
better?
That is the names that I've been called.
So
Tank, Mall Shaker, Tower, all the way growing up. Just the other day, a guy saw my interview on CMC3, who I haven't seen in years, and he called the number. And when I came on, he said, "Mall Shaker." And he brought my mind straight back. I was working as a bouncer in a pub in Center City Mall. And that's the name that I was called, the Mall Shaker. They say when I walk, the mall shake.
so
I,
as
I grew up.
dealing with it psychologically, because being obese and being in any position for that matter, I remember when I was going to school, I had a big ears and I used to hate going to school because I used to get teased. In fact, it affected me even to today. I had to grow my hair so I could cover my ears. That's why I grew my hair. So that I remember going to school and getting teased by everyone in class. So that affected me psychologically. How did you deal with it psychologically?
That's why I took the job as a bouncer. I said, you know what? I'm gonna become violent. I tried. with everything in me to become violent because I decided if you were not going to respect me for simply being a human being, for being a man, then you're going to respect me because you fear me. And that's why I became a bouncer. So I earned a certain level of respect because I'm, 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 I am what most people would have called fearless. I walked into any situation. I remember one time I was working in, Roundabout Plaza in Batavia there.
Well, yeah, I know wrong about
There,
plan.
there,
Yeah.
right. There was a club downstairs, a very popular club, and I was working there, and my brother was on site with me. We had other bouncers, and I was inside. And all of a sudden, this ruckus by the door, and everybody flew inside. And when I asked what happened, they say a man outside with a gun. So everybody rushed inside. I rushed outside. And when I rushed outside, I charged him down. I told him, I said, please pull your weapon. And I stood at the top of the stairs with all intention that if he pulled his weapon, I was going to hit him. I was going to hit him so hard. He would not have been able to do anything. And that was in my mind. Now, mind you, if it had happened, if he had pulled his weapon, I might have died that night. But I didn't care because this was the only way that I was getting respect from anybody at all. By putting myself in danger. I am not a violent person. Those who know me, because they don't have nothing else to call me, they call me the gentle giant. I'm
Yeah.
not a violent person, but it's the only way that I got respect. And then I have to turn around now and deal with that because when I left that job, I got saved. I became a Christian and started going to church. And then I had to deal with the pastors telling me about how I speak and my haughtiness and my pride. And this has affected me in every area of my work. Every area. Every area. I'm on marriage number 3. And this is my last. And again, because of my size.
Guys, again, we're speaking here with Marion. He's in Trinidad and Tobago, and he's sharing his story of being obese since from a child growing up. He's a grown man now, 48 years old, struggling with obesity. And as you can see, this thing affects deeper. It affects very, very deep. And we all have things in our own life that we are not very proud of. Think about that multiplied by probably like 10. And you could possibly understand what somebody in his position is going through. And I'm sure the teasing, the walking the street and people looking back at you, that didn't help at all either.
Let me give you a story. I was in standard 3 in primary school. And I couldn't take it anymore. My full name is Marion Timothy Rogers. And I so couldn't take the teasing anymore because if you're aware, Marion is a unisex name.
Yes.
And I grew up with boobs because I'm big, I'm fat. So I have boobs. I've had boobs from a little boy. And I got home after school one day and I told my dad, I slammed my bag on the ground. I said, don't ever call me Marion again. I'm not a girl. They're calling me a girl in school. I'm fed up of it. I talked to daddy about it and I said, don't ever call me Marion again. When my father saw how serious I was, he immediately stopped calling me Marion. Today, Timothy is on my ID card as my first name, but Marion is on my birth paper as my first name. Simply because I didn't want anybody to call me Marion. I was tired of the bullying. I was tired of people teasing me. Hey, your girl, look, you have boobs, and your name is Marion.
Oh, wow.
As a big man, I'd be going down the road, and in a car, you would see big people laughing and giggling. And I remember one time I asked a young man, I said, would you laugh if you heard your mother had cancer? Why are you laughing at me? Do you know why I am the way that I am? I'm not a monster. You understand? People stare. They stare like like you're a different species. You're not human. You're a different species. They stare when you go out.
Wow.
It's you
Um,
know.
Marianne, how has all of this affected your personal life? I know that you said that you're on marriage number 3. How difficult is it? Is it to date or to be intimate? And does that is that the biggest effect of why you or was that the reason or the effect why you were divorced twice to
Yes,
prior?
it is. I first of all, I've never dated. Never dated. And the struggles that I have in marriage when this is gonna sound really, really funny. When I turned 21, there was a lady who was attracted to me. This would have been the first relationship I was having in my life. And I got married because I said, wow, I find somebody who loves me. It and then while I was in that relationship, I messed up because I found other people who liked me while I was married, and it was novel to me. So everybody who I found that, hey, she liked me. I didn't understand that people were just these women were just curious about fat man. I wonder, you understand? Look how big he is. I wonder. I didn't
Oh,
understand that. I really didn't understand that. And so I messed my way up out of my first marriage into another marriage, which was one of the messes from my first marriage. And then when that turned sour, that one was no fault of mine. I ended up single until I met the wife that I have now. But I've never dated. I've never taken, when I met my wife now, I took her one-star karaoke. It had 2 places in Enterprise Chagonas that I would feel comfortable to go because when I go, they would make room for me. You know, that kind of thing because I sing. I sing. People like to hear me sing. So I would go and they would make room for me to go. So when I met the wife that I had now, I went to one of those clubs once. I've never taken her out anywhere. I can't. We've never been to a restaurant. And I every day I pray and she tells me how much she loves me. And to be quite frank with you, and she's gonna be mad at me sometimes. I don't believe her, man.
wow. Wow. That's deep.
You know,
That is deep.
that's
So,
how it is.
all right. So I wanna I wanna bring in our friend there, Dr. Rosemary Phillip. But before bringing our friend Rosemary Phillip, I have to ask you because this need to change in so many different ways, and I see the tears, and I understand your feeling, brother. I understand the heartfelt emotion that you're going through and you've been through in all your life, and um, I understand, and I think the world understands the situation.
Can I have a minute? Can I have a minute, man? I just
Yeah,
wanna take a minute, bro. I just
no
wanna
problem.
take a minute.
Take a minute. Take a minute. Timothy, guys, let's just take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're watching Ride Along Live. Don't move.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Is it too early to celebrate Christmas? No, not really. Because on Sunday, November 1st from 6 p.m., Megaforce Promotions presents the massive Christmas in November Bingo Online. And get this, you can win a whopping $20,000. Tickets cost only $20. Available now on gotofed.com or numerous box offices island-wide. And if that's not enough, look out for a live performance by Terra the Governor. Terra the Governor.
Boy, boy,
Sunday, November 1st. Join the fun and excitement online. Play Waggity Virtual Bingo. The new way to play bingo.
Hi guys, we are back and we're speaking here with Timothy. We had to give him a quick minute and we appreciate that he's back with us. And I want you guys to understand a couple things, right? Because we go through it all the time. One is whenever you see someone come on this program right here, we think about it as almost as a last resort to share their story, right? And we are developing somewhat of a zero tolerance for intimidation for our guests because as a person like Marian to come in here and to share his story is a difficult thing, and anybody else that come on to share their story. So I want you guys to listen. Don't just listen, pay very close attention because this could have been you or your family member. So we have a zero tolerance for any BS. All right. Timothy, thanks for coming back with us. How is it, or do they have any accommodation? I know sometimes moving around might be problematic, buses and all this other
Yes,
things.
sir.
Any accommodation that makes your life easier, or is it as difficult as how we have the folks that on wheelchairs not being able to have proper access? How is it? How is it for you getting around and being accessible? It's difficult.
They have no accommodation. Even in finding an apartment to rent, they it's difficult. The bathroom, the toilet room, um, it's really, really difficult. You know, uh, we have my wife and I have searched for. I think it's 2.5 years before we found where we are, and thank God we found this place. It's a nice place and it's accommodating, but it's an upstairs, so I'm upstairs, so I can't go downstairs. Not until things happen, you know.
Yeah.
But I use the living room is big, so I use that with my walker to get a little exercise, start something there. I can use the washroom. The bathroom is big, finally. But if I can't go out the road and take a taxi. When I could have, I remember I was about 21, in my early 20s, when I would travel to go here or go there, and I would have to stand by the side of the road most times for over half of an hour because maxi taxis would pass me straight, and sometimes the conductor would shout something that is really humiliating, or the taxi driver would stop and look at me and say, "Where you want to fit inside here? There's no way for you. You got to get donkey cat."
Mm.
it
Uh,
yeah, it
let's
hasn't been easy.
let's bring
It
in
hasn't been easy. It hasn't been
let's
easy.
let's bring in our friend
You
Dr.
know.
Rosemary Phillip joining us here right now. Um, uh, Dr. Rosemary Phillip, thank you so much for agreeing to join us here on the program. You've heard his story so far. I know you're very passionate about things like that. Besides being a doctor, you are my good friend as well. Doctor, you deal with situations of obesity. What are you seeing about the story? What needs to be done?
Well, first of all, I would like to let Marion know that he's a
Uh,
very handsome and
let,
amazing man.
us call him Timothy.
I'll call whatever he wants me to call him,
Yes.
Timothy. But both all his names are beautiful, just like he is beautiful. He's handsome, beautiful. I'm not trying to patronize. I'm not trying to disrespect his wife, but he's a wonderful, amazing man with a wonderful heart and a wonderful soul. And so you're getting tearful.
I'm not hearing
He's getting
anything.
tearful, and
If
for
you guys
me,
are
I have
hearing
a
me, I'm not
smile.
hearing.
Yeah, all right, Timothy. We're okay. Okay, go ahead. He's gonna come back on. Go ahead, doctor.
But I want him to hear what I have to say.
Right. Okay. Okay. He'll be back on. Doctor, if you could just go to the other side a bit so we could get you on this. Okay. Perfect.
Okay, let me move it out. Hold on.
No.
I have,
You're
I
good.
have two chairs. Hold on,
Okay,
hold on.
no problem, guys. You can be watching right along live, and we have Timothy and Dr. Rosemary, and we are going to assist Timothy in getting assistance in terms and as it relates to his weight. Doc, before you tell him what you need to tell him, I want
Yes.
you to introduce yourself and your practice and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Dr. Philip, Rosemary Philip. I'm from Grenada in the Caribbean. My office, I do stem cells and regenerative medicine. I'm on Madison and 46 in Manhattan, and I deal with illnesses, every different types of illnesses, whether it's cancer, whether it's arthritis, rheumatoid, lupus, kidney failure, you name it. I tackle these issues. And so when you guys get teary-eyed or sad when he's telling the story, I have a smile on my face because his issue is not as difficult for me. Like I feel optimistic that I can help him deal with his issues as far as his obesity is concerned, and probably get him some help as far as the mental issues that comes along with the obesity for such a long period of time. So I feel optimistic. I feel like this is a gentleman I can help. I have patients who come in with lupus, with kidney failure. Sometimes I can't help them. He is basically a normal person. He just has some extra weight, and it's easy. I can help him drop the weight without putting him through. It's not a magic bullet. It's not like you can give him some pills or put him on a diet and he drops the weight one, two, three. That's not what it's about. It's about health. It's about what can I do to make Timothy healthy? What
Right.
can I do to make sure he doesn't have high blood pressure? I don't know what about his diabetes status. I don't know. I have to get a detailed history on him, but what can I do to help him? So I'm not going to put him on a diet. I'm going to put him on an anti-inflammatory way of eating. And in so doing, he will automatically lose weight. It's not going to take 6 months or a year. It may take 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. We don't know. But the whole premise is how can I make or help Timothy to live his best life, to be the healthiest he possibly can, and in doing so, lose weight? How can I get him some help in terms of mental to deal with all the baggage that comes along with being obese in this society, and taking care of the mental and the physical, the weight will eventually come off. So it's not a diet, because diets, you lose the weight and you gain it right back. It's about a way of life. It's about helping him get on a staple foods he can eat every day, helping him get on an anti-inflammatory way of eating, putting him on some supplements, trying to find out why is he gaining so much weight despite the fact that he's not eating as much, because he told you he doesn't, eat a lot. He just so I can do a cellular blood test. I use a lab in South Carolina called Genova Diagnostic, and I can do a cellular blood test, cost 400 and something dollars, and it can tell me his thyroid status. It can tell me his hormonal balance. What does he need? What supplements can I put him on, whether it's IV or by mouth, that he can take so I can level out his metabolic status before we even tackle the weight loss issue. So it's so many different things, layers to help him. But the fact of the matter is, he can be helped 100%, especially since he has a wife who could be invested in his care and who can help him prepare the meals and and do the supplements and support him in that manner.
Yeah.
I know 100%. If I can help someone with cancer, if I can help someone with kidney failure, with lupus, his case is very simple.
So
For
what's
him,
step
it seemed
one?
like, yes.
What's step one, doctor? What's step one And Timothy, I want you to tell us if it's doable on your end. What does he need to do now?
Okay. So step one, I would say he needs a blood test.
Right.
We need to sort him out metabolically to find out, does he have heavy metal, does he has, what is thyroid status, what's his hormone levels, what can we give him supplements for, what can we detox from his body. So that, I would say, a blood test is number one. Okay, so we can take care of him medically with natural herbs and natural supplements. That's number one.
Right. Is what is the record? Timothy, have you been given any prognosis, any kind of care procedure, things that you might need to do? And was a blood test put into your procedure that you need to do as a first step in overcoming the obesity?
No, no. The first step, the first step they went with me was diet.
Yes. And he's telling us that I don't eat. It's not like I sit and I eat 10
That's
plates
the
of
first thing they
food.
told me about.
Right.
Right.
He's telling us that it's not just a diet, because I don't sit around and eat tons and tons of food. There's more to this. He's telling us that there is something else going on, why I'm not losing the weight and why I continue to gain weight. So we need to address that. We don't dismiss that. So the typical doctor would say, what pill can I give you? What diet can I put you on? You have to take a holistic approach. Okay, it's not all about pills. Sometimes, when they say you are what you eat, it might be some simple educational things I can help him with, that he can do, just simple things. Like I could say, for example, eliminate these 5 things from your diet. I will name 5 things. Eliminate sugar, eliminate carbs, and literally just follow that. Just eliminate peanuts, eliminate flour, only have gluten free. I could tell him 5 things, eliminate from your diet. That's something simple that he can live with. And I can say, instead of these things, incorporate these things. And he can live with that. And then I can say to him, I will give you a staple food. Like every culture, there's a staple food that we all eat. Some in the Caribbean, in Spanish places, it might be beans and rice. In the Caribbean, it might be provision, whatever it is. But I can give him a staple food that he can have every day as a baseline. And he can have it 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. And that's very nutritious, very healthy, comes in the form of a shake. And so he always have that. Call it his clutch if you may, but he always has that he can always fall back on if he doesn't know what to eat or if he doesn't have the right thing in his house. I could literally, so you chip off little by little, bit by bit, not putting someone on a diet that they're going to gain the weight back, and once you realize, oh my God, I try these things that the doctor told me. I feel so much better. I feel optimistic. I don't feel tired. I feel energetic. I feel like I'm getting better, because remember, there's a depression that comes along with obesity. I don't feel depressed anymore because I'm eating better. Once he feels, oh my, he's engaged in the possibility that I could feel better, then obviously the diet is going to come easier for him, because he said, the more I double down on this, the better I will feel. So you just want to engage him in the possibility of how he can feel. And once you start feeling better, everything else falls into place. And it will not be an overnight sensation. It'll be slow. It'll maybe take years, but he has to be engaged in the possibility of what can happen in his life. And once he's engaged in that, I don't have to teach him anything. I just taught him the first 6 months what to do, how to get back on track. If you go to a party and you eat crap, how to cleanse, how to go on a cleanse for 21 days and get yourself back in order, and then continue on your way of eating. So I just have to teach him some basic things
Right.
and show him how to do it, so that I don't need to be in his life forever. He doesn't have to come back to me and pay me more money or consult with me all the time. Within 1 year, he already learned what he needs to do
Right. The
to get
process.
on the right track, and then he's on his own.
Doc, I have another question. We're going to get to a step two.
Sure.
I have the question I want to ask now is psychology.
Yes.
How significant is the psychology of it? Because some people might say that they don't want to eat, but they get depressed, but they eat. because they're depressed. So that depression, that psychological feel, that feeling that you have, you're sitting there, you just feel like, you know what, I'll just go ahead and eat. So what role does psychological effect plays into obesity in his position?
It plays a huge.
Before she answers that, can I say something?
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
It's very that this evening. Now I have a wound on my foot. It is described as a recurring abscess. It's not infected or anything, but it's taking very long to heal, and it's very painful. This evening, the pain got to a place where I was kind of like going out of my mind. And so I decided to take some painkillers. So I told my wife, I said, give me something to eat. When I ate, she brought a little saucer with some food in it. And when I ate the food, I said to her, I said, you know, I eat the food and the pain gone. You hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we hearing you.
You hearing me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I said to her, I said, you know, I eat the food and the pain gone. And she turned and said to me, that is because you are an emotional eater. So I really, really think that what you're dealing with now, I am seeing need for that psychological assistance. And
Okay.
concerning the time frame, doc, I have been this way. I'm 48 years old, and I've been this way. Well, I was diagnosed with this since I was 13. 5 years, 5 years, and nothing for me to go through to get rid of this prison that I've been in. I've been in a
And
prison all my life,
that's the right
and I want
attitude.
out.
That's the right attitude. And before we talk about psychological, okay? The second thing I would do after doing the blood test and telling him certain basic things, certain foods to get rid of in his diet, not overwhelming like 10 things. Let's say 5 things. Keep it simple. The next thing I would do is clean his gut. The gut is the heart of the operation. The people think the brain is the heart of the operation. The heart is the heart of the operation. The gut is the heart of the operation. If I can clean your gut, I can clean your brain. So that emotional eating is because the bacteria that lives in your gut is
Okay.
dictating what you do. The bacteria is waking you up at night and say, go to the refrigerator, open it, get the ice cream, eat it. You eat a whole pint and you don't even know how you did that because it's automatic, it's electronic. Those bugs have been in your gut for millions of years, over generations, and it have evolved the same way we have evolved with
Wow.
technology. The bugs in us guts have evolved, and they will dictate to your brain and to your heart and to your liver and your kidney what you're going to do. And you are going to get up, you are going to go to the fridge. You are going to get the soda. You're going to get the ice cream. You're going to have it. You wouldn't even know how and when. And when you're done, you're going to say, oh my God, what happened? So cleaning up your gut will help you emotionally. And the emotional
Wow.
eating, it will take care of that emotional eating. So when you ask me about the mental status and toll of this illness, the you are what you eat. Once we clean up your gut and the way you eat, we already took care of 50% of the emotional part of his eating. It's very, very important to understand the power of the gut and cleaning the gut. And once you clean the gut, you stop craving sugar, you stop feeling tearful, and you start feeling energetic. Because you kill the bacteria that relies on sugar and starch to survive, you get rid of them. And you put the healthy bacteria in your gut. You reculturize your gut with the correct bacteria, and that takes care of all those hormonal, emotional eating and all that stuff that we're talking about. So that's number 2. That is just so important. Number 3, sure, he should talk to someone, maybe a psychologist. Right now with the COVID, it's very difficult. there's a forum called the Landmark Forum, and I don't have any affiliation with them. I don't make any money. I'm not advertising what they do, but it's a virtual forum that involves some, like maybe hundreds of people. I'm sure maybe you heard of it before. And he can go through that program. I think it's like $700 or something like that. Go through that program. It's maybe 1 week or maybe 3 days. I'm not sure exactly how it runs right now, but he can find out, and he can do that one program. He could unload half of all his issues in that one weekend compact program, and that can take him on his way to dealing with the emotional issues. Just unload that. So I'm not saying it'll work for him, but I'm saying, given the environment with the COVID, that might be one place to start, to
Right.
unload the emotional baggage
Yeah.
that comes along with the weight. You
Doc,
understand my
what
point?
about does exercise or movement or being mobile plays any part in him dropping the weight?
It plays a big part, but you're not going to tell someone who's 600 pounds it's time to move. Of course, you want him to walk back and forth. He already told you he has an ulcer. He already told you it's difficult. So you have to get them moving eventually. But
Right.
he's going to know when it's time. Movement is extremely important, but at the onset is not the most important thing. He can shed 100 pounds doing the anti-inflammatory over, I don't know, 6 months, a year, and then eventually, slowly, once he gets his energy, once he's not as depressed, once he's not as emotional, he'll automatically want to move. You wouldn't even have to tell him that he needs to move. He's going to want to, because he's already engaged in the possibility of what can happen in his life if he takes these simple steps. So it's all natural and holistic, but it works. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I, Timothy, how
Yes,
doable
sir.
are some of the items that the doctor outlined here for your current situation? And I know that you're gonna say,
Um,
I know you outlined some items where financial or financing will be a problem, and we do understand that you do have a that situation that we're gonna try to help you with in terms of raising some money. It will it funny. I mean, everything in the world seems like it's money. Everything is money, but we will try to help you with that, raising some funds.
yeah.
Besides the money aspect of it, which we're gonna help you with, how doable are the other aspects of things?
The blood tests and whatnot, I believe that I can get here in Trinidad.
Okay.
I would like to be in contact with Dr. Philip. Um, I would like to maintain the connection between herself and I, because the other stuff I'll have to go back and look at the video to get everything that was said. But some of the stuff would have to, I guess, come from the US, you know.
Some of the stuff, and
But
also we
once
can we
once
can
finances are in play, m-
we can cycle back in 6 months to do evaluate how you're doing, how you're feeling, if you lost any weight, what's going on. We can always we can circle back around, and we can talk on a weekly basis. I can set aside a few minutes so we can touch base and see how you're doing. But this is not going to be a overnight quick
I'd
sensation. It's
love
going
that.
to be slow but sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
Yes.
also gotta tell you that Dr. Philip is a part of the Ride Along family, yeah. And that says a lot. She,
All right.
she's a part of the
Yes.
family. She takes a lot of care, special care in everything that she does, and we'll make sure of it. And we give her our full endorsement in what she does. She does so much stuff, and we've been working together for years, right, Doctor? Years.
Correct. And
Yeah.
by the way, that blood test is not even done in New York. We have to send that blood test to South Carolina to get it done. So it's definitely not in the Caribbean. So it's a cellular blood test. It's not a regular blood test that your doctor would usually do. The reason
Okay.
why people don't know about this cellular blood test, because Big Pharma has
So
no
how?
interest in finding out what's going on with you on a cellular level. What how can we prevent certain diseases from happening? They're not interested in that. So even in New York City, that's run by Big Pharma, you would not be able to find that blood test. The insurance companies don't even pay for that blood test. It's a blood test that I have to
Wow.
go to South Carolina to have them do and send it back to us. So it's not the typical blood test. So you will not get it in the Caribbean. But you will be able to get it in that lab that I use. It's called Genova Diagnostics.
Right. So doctor, are
So
you
how
telling
are we gonna do that? How?
right? Yeah.
Well, we have to contact the lab and see what the best. You have to send it on ice. We have to FedEx it overnight
Yeah.
because we can work that out. We can
Yeah.
work
Well,
that out off camera.
the final details,
Okay.
we're gonna work out, right? We're gonna
Yes,
work out. But doc, you've given me the reassurance here, and I take your word for it. I trust you a lot. That we could turn around the situation. We could do
100%.
100%.
100%. This is my easy case. He's
Wow.
my easy case. He's not my difficult case.
Wow.
When
Huh.
somebody has to go on dialysis, that's my difficult case. How do I put them on herbs?
Guys,
How do I
guys,
get them
let
on
me.
supplements?
Can I say something?
Yeah,
Yeah. Go
sure.
ahead.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Don't set me up. Don't set me up. Right,
Never.
right now you're building my hope. Right now you're giving me hope. You're making me dream, man. Don't set me up.
I ain't setting you up at all. It's so I if I
You're
didn't do it for
making me
my
dream, doc.
listen to me. If I didn't do it for myself, I wouldn't be introducing you to it. I've done it for myself. You see, I'm a walking testimonial. I'm the one who got to the train station in Grand Central and couldn't stand up to get out from the through the door because my knees locked in. And I did it for me, anti-inflammatory. I cleaned my gut. I got all my energy back. I lost weight. I feel amazing, and I feel like it's my obligation to share it with other people. And so for you, you're a young person. This is easy. This is easy, but it'll just take a while. So once you're willing to go on the long-term ride, we're good. We're good.
Timothy, we're not setting you up. We'll never set you.
No, not at all.
All right. We got you. We're gonna make sure
I'm
that.
willing. I'm willing.
All right. That's hope this is a phenomenal
Thank you.
this is a phenomenal moment. And we are about to change Timothy's life, and we are
Yes.
going to do it, and we all going to do it together, right? And we did this before. We did situations before where we turn around people's life 360, and this is going to be one of the moments. I want to be the next person that goes to the Trinidad, and probably me and Timothy going to make a mile run or something like that. It's going to happen. But we need your assistance.
Yeah, man.
We really need everyone
I wanna
assistance.
do. I wanna do a hike.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The doctor, we're gonna make it happen. But we need assistant guy. We're talking about money. We're talking about turn
Yes.
situation. We're talking about finances. Timothy has a GoFundMe page that we're gonna share on the program. It has as of now it is moving, but it's moving kind of slow. So I know it's in times like these, everybody
Yeah.
their own personal stuff. But this is an opportunity, guys, to make a little donation. A little goes a very long way. We're gonna make our donation. We're gonna make a push, and we want you guys to make whatever little donation. Share the program. The folks in Trinidad, the folks in Grenada, anywhere you're there, anyway, London, no matter where, you could support this and ensure that we change around this whole scenario right here. We're not gonna set Timothy up. We'll never set
No.
him up.
No.
We're gonna make it happen for him. And I'm happy that we have Dr. Rosemary Phillip, who is a Caribbean business person. She's been doing well, and she continues to support the community. And we need to support her and her business as well. And we're going to support Timothy. Doc, we are going to do this,
Yes.
and we're going to connect you guys, and we'll
Yes.
take you to the next step. And Ridealong will be right there. Make sure that we raise some additional funds to ensure that this happens. Because to me, it's a project. I see it as a project. When I talk about project, when I bring on programs like this, to me, it's a personal project. And
It
we're
is
going
a
to make it
project.
happen.
It is
We're
a
gonna
project. It is a doable project. And once you connect us, and he can text me on WhatsApp. I'll make an extra hour if that's how long it takes. We'll go through the detail of everything about him that we can disclose on this program, and then I will take it from there. And I'll give him my. I'll be very mindful of the whole situation. I'll talk to him. He'll talk to his wife. Make sure that everyone is on board, and we'll get started. It'll be very slow at the beginning, but eventually we're gonna get there. That's the point.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. So this is a journey, and we all in this together. Timothy, you on board with us?
Yes.
You're on board. Doctor is on board. I'm on
I'm
board.
excited. I'm
Right,
excited.
right along, family. Are you guys on board with us?
I'm on board, man. I'm on board.
Everybody's on board. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yes.
Let's do this. It's a phenomenal one. I want you guys to take a note of this date. Today, we're going to start this project. We're going to put them in contact. We're going to keep updating everyone, and we're going to show you the progress of this story. As well, we want you guys to support. Please go to the Ride Along page. You're going to see the link to his GoFundMe page. Make a little donation. We're going to make a donation as well. Let's pump up the numbers so we could finance things like the blood test and everything else that needs to be done effective ASAP. All right, everybody, we all in this together. Doctor, any last word? Anything else you want to close with?
I'm just looking forward. I love a challenge, so I'll definitely help him, and we'll circle back maybe every 6 months and show where he is, and we'll get it done. I'm excited.
Absolutely, absolutely. Timothy, last words.
Man, I just want to say thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. I'm excited.
Thank you.
All right, all right.
Thank you, God. Thank you, George.
No problem.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very
Timothy,
good. You're welcome.
everybody, we're gonna keep in touch. All right, Timothy.
Alrighty.
I'll link up you guys. Yeah,
You gotta be firm.
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Blessings, blessings.
All right, Timothy, we'll keep in touch.
I will survive, and I'm a firm believer. Will forever shine, just to stay alive. That simple means it. Nobody can hold me man. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can hold me sick. I will let alone negativity. Nobody can hold me man. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can. Everybody show me some strength.
Let me tell all you something. Those are the type of things that give me goosebumps. Those are the type of things that give me chill. Seriously, no lie. Those are the type of things that would bring tears to your eye. Right? Those are the type of things that I live for. Moments like these, I think anyone that sits in the position that we're in, we as a team Ride Along, Deanne Fraser, Mo Franklin, Lois JJ, Winsome, Dr. Z, Dion Winterfunde, Yolandi, everyone on the team. We live for moments like these where we could use our platform or voice to impact change. And it is very touching and moving when you could do that, impact the type of change that we've seen here today. We're literally changing someone's life, right? And what better way to go to bed knowing that you're using your time for good, help someone else? And it is phenomenal. I don't know how to put it. I can't find words to articulate that. So I want you guys to go on this journey with us. You heard his story. You could relate because each one of us had possibly or know someone who had a situation where things are not going right for them and they need some intervention. They cannot do it themselves. And they need a guardian angel. They need someone to assist them. To just, sometimes it's not financial, sometimes it's just a good word. But they need someone in their life to help them go to the next level. And we're happy that every day we are in a position to do that, change someone's life. Thank you guys for watching. I want you guys to support. Right? What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to paste the link inside of this program, but I'll also put it on Ride Along page. This is the GoFundMe page I'm going to share right now. This is the GoFundMe page, and I'll pin it as well. I'll pin the GoFundMe page. I just pasted in there. I want you guys to click on that link and make a donation, a commitment, a pledge to assist, whatever way that you can. I'm trying to pin that GoFundMe page, but it's there. Let's do this, guys. We're all in. I'm all in. Dr. Rosemary's all in. Everybody's in. Let's do this, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of our program today. This is Ride Along Live. Yeah. Catch you guys tomorrow. I got to thank and big up everyone who is a part of our program, sponsoring our program. I got to thank and big up all of our supporters, the people who support Ride Along, so we could continue to help and support others. And you too could become a supporter of the program. If you want to become a supporter of Ride Along Live, there's a little link right there. You could click the link and become a supporter, so we could continue to do this. But also, folks support us all the time. Our Ride Along page, Ride Along platform, Ride Along family does a lot of streaming. If you need the service, please contact us at 718-701-5720. Thanks to Megaforce Promotion, Waggy T Virtual Bingo, that's happening as well. Please support our sponsor, people who support us, so we could continue to support others. Also, thanks to the Grenada Distillers Limited, bottlers of Clarkscourt rum. They're producing this hand sanitizer, which you guys absolutely gotta check out. I want you guys to check out the hand sanitizer bottled by Clarkscourt. You could also support by advertising your business right here on Ride Along Live. Get excessive amount of mileage when you advertise here on Ride Along Live. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being a part of our program today. Catch me again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hey, I got some good news for you. Looking for a passionate immigration lawyer with experience that spans over 2 decades? Someone trusted that served immigrant families just like yours? Well, look no more. Now you can benefit from her personal and professional experience. Diane Winter Funde. Schedule a consultation now and get assistance with your immigration journey. Specialize in adjustment of status, B1 business visa, B2 visitors visa, consular processing, deportation defense, naturalization, and more. Give us a call today at 813-815-3529. That's 813-815-3529 or online at winterimmigration.com. Attorney Diane Winter Funde. Law done differently.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message.
Are you looking for some early cash for Christmas? Yes! Then join the fun online. Play Waggy T Virtual Bingo. Because on Sunday, October 4th, from 6 p.m., you can win not 10, not 15, but a whopping $20,000 US cash. And the best part is, tickets are only $20 US. Available at gotofet.com or special box offices island-wide. And if you don't have any idea how to play, then visit our main office at Bruce Street Mall, where one of our agents will go through the process step by step. Remember, Sunday, 4th October, Waggy T Virtual Bingo is now $20,000 US. You don't want to miss this.
You're constantly thinking of food, but sometimes you just don't want to cook or want something a little different. That's when you call Tasties, preparing meals that you really love. Tasties, our mouth-watering food, would have you coming back every day. But hold on, We only prepare meals Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for now. Call early because we have a lot to serve and we would love to serve you. Tasties, we prepare the meals you love to eat. From macaroni pie to baked chicken, provision dumpling and saltfish, stewed chicken, curry chicken, baked chicken, rice and peas, salads, and more. Please call for daily menu. Call 425-0624 or 403-0411. You can pick up your meals from us or we deliver to you. Tasties, food that's delicious.